Halloween celebration for us. Welcome to our Drew Estate virtual happy hour. Can we just go to the Zoom right now? Because heck, man, we are having a good old time right now.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
This is it, man. This is it. We're going off the rails early here. We are having a good time with our folks, and we're enjoying everything that is part of what we call the Big Green. And the Big Green is celebrating St. Patrick's Day, celebrating St. Paddy's as you may have it. We've got some great sips and some great sticks with us tonight. Listen, I know you guys are busy out there tuning in with us, so I'm going to ask you check in from your neighborhoods, from wherever you guys are at. We got people floating all over the U.S., all over the globe, for all you flat earthers, all over the globe, man. So check in and say hello and give your favorite person a little slancha as we're celebrating St. Patrick's. So I'm going to raise a glass because, we don't have to wait for our sips tonight. Everybody's got a sip. They probably had a sip from early on. And I'm going to say slancha to you as we celebrate St. Patrick.
Slancha.
Down the hatch.
Really? Down the hatch? This is what we got? Listen, I'm going to ask my man Jack Hayer, listen, throw up that freaking menu, man. It's St. Patrick's Day for us. And, listen, we're sipping all the good Irish stuff today. So people like, what are you sipping? What are you making? You making a cocktail? No, man, I'm making no freaking cocktail. It is St. Patrick's Day, and it's everything delicious from Ireland that we're sipping today. And we've got our special guests. We got my man Joe Grow. We got my man.
I don't know
Kevin
if I call
McCormick.
him special.
Well, hey man, we do what we can. We got my man Kmack tuning in, and my man Will McPhaul as our special sticks guests. And listen, what are we smoking? Because everybody's asking, what are we smoking tonight? Man, we're smoking Candela, baby. You know it. You got the Cuba Candela. That I've got a beautiful box right
Swampy.
Here. And we got our swamp rat and our swamp thing doing our stuff. Thank you, David. Just kind of like this destroying the set right here. This beautiful display of our swamp rat and swamp thing and our beautiful Cuba Candela. And we'll be talking about that.
Say that like 5 times really fast. Say Cuba Candela.
Cuba Candela. Cuba Candela. There we go.
Remix on KTEL.
Yeah, there we go. And then we've got our beautiful selection of Irish whiskeys from Bushmills, Jameson, Tullamore Dew. We've got some beautiful Irish beers for you guys to enjoy. We've got our Guinness. We've got our Smithwicks, and we've got our Harp Lager. So you guys got a little selection of little bit of everything that we got going for you guys tonight.
Nice.
And you know what? Let me go to the Zoom, man, because
come on in.
This is a party, man. This is a party. I'm gonna start with my right hand man here, Mr. Joey Drew. Happy St. Patrick's Day, brother.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Glad to be here as always. Just a quick shout out to Jack Hayer. Bump Frankie's vocal up just a little bit. People out on the chat are saying, hey, we can't really hear Frankie too well, so bump him up a little bit. Because you know what? What's more do you need than a loud, Cuban Miami? And, you need more,
Not that loud, bro.
Put him up to 11 or something, But we're sitting back. Everybody's sporting some green. I got a little bit of green going. So just chilling, smoking my H99 because, I wouldn't be a total douchebag if I wasn't. And that's it, man. Sipping, having a good time. I had a big plate full of corned beef and potatoes with mustard and vinegar. And I'm full. I got a good base to go to dump all this booze on top of. So let's go. Let's go,
man. So listen, glad to hear it. I'm going to go to my man, Joe Grow. Joe, what's happening, brother? How's the audio right now?
You're coming in loud, Frankie. I think the more booze you have, the louder you're going to get. So it's going to be good all night long.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to get louder.
Of
No,
course.
go ahead. Go
Well,
ahead, Joey.
maybe not louder. Belligerent is maybe more the right word that we're thinking of, but
I
we'll see
love
how it goes.
belligerent.
Of course, we all do. So I'm just sitting back right now. I'm smoking a KFC Swamp Rat because I love that size, and I'm sipping on some Tullamore Dew because that was in one of our early episodes. That was, I think, episode 5, somewhere in there.
Do
It was
the
the
Dew.
early day, the early days. So I'm doing the Dew. I'm wearing a electric green radiation style shirt. I gotta go all out, brightness on the screen. Gotta make sure I come through clearly. So how you doing tonight, Frank? You feeling good?
Yeah, dude, it's St. Patrick's Day, and if everybody remembers, about a year ago,
Yeah.
we went in full shutdown. And listen, it's what can I say? We're either out of full shutdown, we're not out of full shutdown. Listen, for us, we ain't, we are in full mode here. So we are enjoying the day with you guys and everybody out there in Facebook. So lift a glass, enjoy. Joe, thank you for being with us, man.
Sticks and sips forever, baby. Cheers.
Yeah, dude, whatever. Anyway, I got my man Kmack. Kmack, what's going on, my man? Yeah, dude.
Still sharing this to like my 38th cigar group. Got
all
this
right.
burning,
there we go.
Burning a swamp thing at the moment. Got some Jameson Black Barrel. We got the first Guinness I've had in about a year and a half. It's a beautiful thing. I've literally gone strictly hard liquor for the lockdown, so it's a little nice change of pace. No complaints. It's good to see all you guys tonight. Hope everyone out there is safe and not getting behind the wheel tonight.
All right, absolutely. Good call from you, Kmack. And it's nice to hear that we're weaning you off of the hard stuff.
Yeah,
as we're coming out of COVID. So
yeah.
Just a touch.
Yeah. And now, without further ado, Frankie.
Fuck.
Yeah, without further ado.
The HR nightmare.
There it is.
I wasn't going to go to you. Oh, I got to go to you?
10 minutes in. It's all good. It's all good. He's wearing the hat. And so he's styling and profiling. He's the guy we like to call Will H.R. McPhaul. So, the epitome of Black Irish. There we go. Will, welcome to Six and Sips, man. Welcome back, brother.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. And I had to get that fuck out the way thanks to Mike Laneza.
Yeah, get it done quick.
We don't want to mention that, dude.
I had to, man. Get out the way, bro.
When you move, baby.
You've been drinking since 7 a.m., bro. You gotta let one fuck out every now and then.
2.
There you go, man. There you go. Listen,
I'm gonna drink that.
To give.
Cheers.
So, I'm gonna say a toast here to all of you guys and everybody out there in Facebook. And I hope you join me. So get a fresh pour, get your glasses rolling. Like you guys do. Listen, this episode, I don't know where it's going, but you're going to be able to, ask Frankie Drinks and get that beautiful cutter, Six and Sips cutter, and you're going to get the brand new for St. Patrick's Day. We got a little like black green camo flat bill that's going out to 5 folks. Get your questions in. How we do. Hashtag Ask Frankie Drinks or Ask Joey Drinks or Joe Drinks or Kevin Drinks or Will Drinks, and we'll get your questions in and we'll get them answered, and we'll get 5 winners. But here's to a long life and a merry one, a quick death and an easy one, a pretty girl and an honest one, and a cold pint and another one.
And another one.
Plancha.
Another
and
one.
another
Plancha.
one. And
Salud
another
and
one.
Skull. And another one.
And another one. Absolutely. So I'm going to go right now, right off the bat. Listen, because this is kind of this weirdo episode that we're doing. It's kind of our Drew Estate folk. And I'm going to go to Joe first. And Joe, tell everybody what you do for Drew Estate.
Oh, Frank, I appreciate it. So I'm Joe Grow. For most of you guys, you know me. You see me in the Facebook group. You tag me and Jack in case you ever have an issue with the cigar. That's not what I do, by the way. I'm just saying. I'm there. No, what
That's
I'm
a side
here to
project.
do. It's a side project. It's a hobby. So
It's a
no,
side gig.
what I'm here for, guys, I'm senior digital marketing manager. What that means, I run everything digital Drew Estate, like this show right here. This came was a birth. It was a birth with between Frankie and I. It was kind of like a symbiotic relationship. A little bit intimate, but not too really. But then we got this. So this thing it's fantastic what I do. So we have the shows, we have social media. I got Jack Hire works for me. He does a great job. The website, the Drew Diplomat app. I see Will starting early. He's double fisted. I like it. I'm likely to get the nice little pairing going on. So we're just, everything that Drew Estate touches digitally, how we interact with you guys, our weekly emails, Diplomat, everything. That's kind of what I do. In addition, I work with the advertising, all of the, the cool ads you see that Joey thinks up. Oh, look, Joey's double fisting too. Chris, I think
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
have to find
Hey,
something.
look, I'm going to double fist a 9 and an anniversary. So.
Of course. So, but that's just, a little bit of what I do, and it's all the fun. So, I mean, I love it. I've been with Drew Estate almost 4 years now. So it's quite a journey so far.
Nice.
And I get to interact with all of you crazy animals. I remember having to onboard Will for social media during his first day, and that was an interesting experience.
You think?
So so what you're sharing with us above all things is your big role with communications out to our Drew Estate people, and mind you, that's something that's a big role for Drew Estate, for everybody that's out there watching. Joe does an amazing job of being able to relay the crazy things that we're doing, kind of almost on a crazy trajectory, and making sure that stuff gets out to you at its appropriate time. And you
Or
do an amazing
inappropriate
job
time.
with it, Joe.
I like the inappropriate time. Can we put more stuff out inappropriately? That would be the way to go. But that's just me,
3 a.m. emails, calls, texts.
I mean, define appropriate. Define appropriate.
I'm going to define appropriate as a time when Joe sends it out. That's the appropriate time, and I'll leave it there, because he does a great job of doing that, and being able to work with Joe on Six and Sips, and Jack, and Joey, and the whole crew, from David Torres to Dario Dina, and making this show happen. Has not been, it's not something that we take very lightly, and we care a lot about it. And Joe, thank you for being like the guiding force behind it. That's been
Thanks
amazing.
for the money, Joe.
As executive producer, you're welcome. And Frank, you've been doing a hell of a job. And like I said, brother, Six and Sips forever. It'll never
That's
end.
it. We go to Finca next week, Frank. Finca.
There we go. So we're going to Finca, and trust me, we're going to go to Finca soon enough. So next up, I've got my man Kmack, all the way from the hinterlands of New Jersey, the frozen tundra of what it's like to be in 47-degree weather. So Kmack, what's up, brother? Welcome to Six and Sips.
Thank you very much for having me back after only 2 weeks. I was very surprised, but having the Irish moniker, I guess, helped. Basically, just staying warm right now in the shanty. I think I've shown you guys what this thing looks like, and I don't want to take off the fake background right now. But yeah, man, just kicking back. Got the Kentucky Fire Cured. Got my whiskey. I'm really loving this Jameson. I've never had Black Barrel before, so good looking out. You hit me to something else new. Took it relatively easy on the imbibing today, and I just started because I had a lot of people to call back, and we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. Otherwise, it's been a good day. No complaints. What do you want to know, man? Ask me a question.
No, well, we got questions coming up, man. We just wanted to really just say hello to all of you, and and make sure that you introduce yourself properly.
All good.
To the throng.
I've been here for a minute. I've been here since 2003. Well, not here, but with D
Yeah.
since 03. If I was here since 03, I'd be a bag of bones by now.
Yeah. So, but tell us about being with us, being with Drew since 03. So,
Oh, okay. I don't know what's not in the NDA, so HR, I apologize in advance. Basically, I started with the company. We had 5 brands. It was Acid, which everybody knows, Ambrosia, which is a lesser known but still has its following, infused cigar, Natural, which is now Ladotan, La Vieja Habana, but only in its Corojo format. And we had Mayorga coffee infused cigars. So we were way ahead of the curve on coffee. I mean, we were just making little tins. It was 4x32s. You guys, I'm sure, are familiar with the size. We had no Maduro in stock except for the blackout when I started. Literally the day that I started, like, here, call these people because they're waiting on back orders. And we only have blackout. So if they want that, that's cool. But let them know the Larry's going to be a couple weeks. Adam will be in a couple weeks. Blah, blah. So I'm still learning the cigars. This is like literally my first day, but it was cool. Pretty much the funniest reply I got from anybody the first week was, "Oh, you're the new guy. When are you getting fired?" So the guy who had preceded me actually went and became GM of a shop down South Jersey, and he didn't get fired. He just left. But yeah, I mean, pretty much there's so much. I don't know where you want to get started. I mean, Newark, there's tons of stories. Joey could jump in on that too. I remember
tell them about the elevator.
I took the stairs because of the elevator. Wait, are you talking about the time that it jumped? Were you in the elevator with me that time?
Well, it frequently would drop an entire floor on the way up. So you'd be going up,
Okay,
but then it would just, there was like a kink in the chains or something. It would just drop an entire floor and then keep going back up. Always a great way to start your day.
I think it was just Sather, Marvin, and myself the time that it jumped like a foot and a half and stopped above where you like had to step down to get out. That's when I started taking steps. But anyway, going back to that, I remember developing the Kahlua cigars. I remember developing Tres Generaciones, Chateau Royale. I mean, anyone got any questions about anything like that, throw them at me. I've been around a long time. I may have the answer. I may have to defer to someone else who's been around as long, like Joey, because he's more involved with the day-to-day on that. I just sell the stuff pretty much, and, that's where that goes. I mean, on the outside, it's been a hell of a run. I've covered everything from DC up to Southern New Hampshire at different times, mostly Metro New York area, currently Jersey, Delaware, and Staten Island.
Shaolin, baby.
Questions. We're good. Shaolin, woo. Got an event there tomorrow night. I will not be in the store. For those who are under the impression I will be there, we're still not traveling. It will be virtual. We'll be on Zoom. You can call the store. Just go to my page. That's DE Kevin McCormack, and you can check the link. Click in at 7:00. It's the only way you can win the H99 weekender bag.
There you go. And
Shameless self-promotion.
And I think, am I on that one with you, Kmack?
Tomorrow you are, yes.
All right, there you go. So you guys got a reason. You guys got a reason, because I'm gonna take that VSC and take it off the rails. So tune in and watch it happen. So next up, I got my man Will McPhaul. Will, tell everybody what you do for DE. Other than put yourself out for HR freaking reprimands.
First and foremost, before I say anything, I got a real life complaint in real time. Jack, there's nothing wrong with my cigar. I just asked it. Appreciate you.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Could you tell us about what you do for us, Will, please?
I don't think we figured it out yet. I sell cigars in the Carolinas, North and South, Augusta, Savannah, Georgia, and also Jacksonville, Florida. And I also keep HR on their toes. And no, I'm not wearing 75 motherfucking ducks tonight.
Wow. Wow.
That's coming in hard. That's hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Joe, cheers.
Cheers, baby.
You're supposed to say slancha.
Slancha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
Cilantro, all that sriracha, all that good stuff.
Yeah, sriracha, cilantro.
Yeah, I love sriracha. It's delicious. Will, how long have you been with us, brother?
Not long enough. I think I've been
Feels like forever.
September 11th, 2017. So 3.5 years now?
Yep.
Yep.
The day that will live in infamy.
In infamy.
Right, exactly. For many reasons, and
Yeah, how
listen,
did we
guys,
know what we were getting into?
man, crazy. How did that happen? So
Long story. I can't tell that in public.
listen, man, we are gonna jump into some sips. So I'm gonna ask my man, Jack, if you just hold that for a second. So we're gonna go into the three most popular sips that America really recognizes as Irish whiskey, and one of them is Bushmills. The next one is Jameson, and the next one's Tullamore Dew. These are the brands. Jack, you can come back to me now. It's all good. You know these are the brands that we really kind of have grown up on when it comes to what we recognize as Irish whiskey, and they're all fantastic. So what I've got is the baseline of each one. So Bushmills being the oldest recognized distillery from 1608, all triple distilled. That's kind of the one thing that they all share in common: triple distillation. Bushmills from 1608, Jameson from 1780, and Tullamore Dew from 1829. So these brands go back a ways, and when you're out having some Irish whiskey, this is kind of where you get started. Now, where can you go? Um, many new distilleries, red breasts coming out of the family of Jameson, that are making amazing single malt, single pot still whiskeys. Red Spot, you're coming up against Colonel Kilty, all these great brands, but this is pretty much what you start with when you're getting into the Irish whiskey world. And those you guys that have questions, hit them up on the chat. More than happy to answer them. Again, they share a lot of commonalities. One of them being the three times distilled. Sometimes they use multiple barrels in the aging process. Some have an aging, like the Bushmills has about 5-year minimum aging. uh, Jameson and Tully have somewhere in that uh, minimum vicinity of 3 years, because that's what's required by law. So 3 times distilled, and 3 years age is kind of where they keep it. Tullamore Dew has a 3-barrel aging process as well that makes it a little bit different, but all phenomenal. I'm gonna ask my man Jack to throw up the new,
Yeah,
right?
don't throw
Which
up, Jack.
is, yeah, don't throw up, but
Don't throw up, Jack.
yeah, he's not there just yet, but um, we have our Guinness, our Harp Lager, and our Smithwicks, which actually tend to be the most popular of Irish beers. And what you've got Guinness, guys, it is a stout, 1759. The Harp Lager is relatively new, so it's a lager style beer established in 1960, but more of a clean type, lighter version of beer. And then we've got a red ale from Smithwick's, which is 1710. And
Is
you
it
guys are,
Smithwick's or Schmiddix? I always hear it pronounced so differently. I mean, it says
yeah,
if you pronounce it Smithwick's, but it's Kevin might
yeah.
know. It's Schmiddix, right?
I don't think it's Smiddix just because you look at Greenwich, Connecticut, Greenwich Village. The W gets dropped in the British Isles often. It might be the same in Ireland.
Right. So it
Just
could
making
be
sure
I'm
I'm
Irish from here.
So a Smithwick's is the version. You guys have seen a lot of Killian's Red Ale, and it's kind of a beer that's more kind of in between the stout and the lager, for you to enjoy. And again, you don't need to dye green. for you to enjoy, that's not the way to do it. You just pick one of these three and have an amazing time with it. So, listen, we're all good here. So, on the
Go.
most important part, because this is our big green celebration, man. One of the most, I guess, fascinating rappers we ever get an opportunity to talk about, and I've been waiting for this for a really long time, is talking about Candela. And so Candela is our featured wrapper cigar. So it's our Cuba, our acid Cuba Candela. We got our Swamp Rat and Swamp Thing that we're featuring. And Joey, I'm gonna go to you, man. I'm gonna ask, like, what's Candela to begin with, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's that lost old tobacco that was the biggest thing in the world back in like the 60s and up until the middle of the 70s, probably. I mean, you couldn't walk around the streets in New York and not see a bunch of guys with Candela sticking out of their faces. I mean, it was the stick of choice. I mean, just was. I mean, it's got an interesting flavor. I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's no way around it. It's unique and it's interesting. But a lot of guys used to like Candelas because they would just chomp on them. Man, that Candela wrapper is a little thicker, and they would just chomp and chew it like chewers, right? Yeah, all day long they'd hang that thing, and they'd light it once or twice. An hour later, they'd light it up again. They'd smoke it, and they didn't even care. They don't analyze the cigar like, oh, it tastes like this, and I get notes of that. No, it was just about chewing on something and blasting some smoke every so often. But it's unique. I mean, it's got a unique flavor. We're used to all these great, bold broadleaves and great, Corojos and Habanos and stuff. So it just brings a different aspect of flavor to the party when you wrap it around something. People say, obviously because it's green, oh, it's great, grassy notes and stuff like that. But it's a lot more than that once you smoke it. But that you have to decide that for yourself. But it's really interesting. It's got a little bit of a nicotine punch in there too. Don't let it think it's just something mild. It's got a little extra something going on to make you, remind you, hey, you are smoking a cigar. It's not a powder puff, and it just makes for an enjoyable change of pace, fun time with the Cuba Candela. It just, man, the blue infusion on that is just magic. Happens with those two together. Really, it's just, and it's fun. It's just really fun, especially nowadays when you see a big bright green cigar sticking out of someone's face. It's pretty like, yeah, it's like, okay, man. You're one of us,
Joey, that's great. Kmack, I know you're enjoying you said a Swamp Rat, right?
Swamp Thing Toro.
Swamp Thing Toro. So you're actually having a stick from us that's got a doble capa, right?
Correct. Yes.
So and how are you enjoying that?
I actually like these even better than I like the original KFCC. That is basically on that one, my favorite size is the chunky because I could smoke two back to back. On this one, it's the Rat just because I'm more of a 46 ring gauge guy, but I do dig the Toros. I don't usually venture past 56 ring gauge unless it's tapered. But yeah, man, I've been loving this for a long time. Since we first got these in, I basically had one stick left of the Rat, and I decided to have the Toro since a couple came through.
Yeah, it's
Fantastic.
Cool. So compared to the original KFC, what does that Candela wrapper do for you?
It definitely tempers the smoke a little bit. It's not as in your face with the woody notes. It's got a little bit more of a subdued thing. You definitely taste that oak and maple and hickory in there, but it's a little bit more on the, you taste a little bit more of the Candela wrapper. It definitely tempers it. It's odd because it's like a broadleaf would temper a very strong blend.
Yep.
And this just it just adds a little something else to it and takes it in a different direction.
That it does. Plus, it looks cool.
Plus, it looks.
I
cool.
love those kappas, man.
Yeah, especially with a big bright, Candela sitting on the end of it is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm gonna go to Joe Grow, Mr. Green.
Yes, sir.
how are we looking at, as a digital guy, we kind of overlook sometimes the beauty of the Candela wrapper on our stuff, and what are your thoughts on it?
Oh man, look, the Candela wrapper for me is a great change of pace. Really, that's how I look at it. It's one of those, sometimes you want to see how it changes the blend, like Kevin was alluding to, versus the original Kentucky Fire Cured. It brings in that there's the little bitterness in Candela, and that's an interesting note if you had it just by itself. And when you put it in with the Kentucky Fire Cured tobacco, when they light the coals under that in Kentucky, now you're combining that little bit of bitterness, that little bit of sweetness in there with that tobacco. It really produces an interesting note. And what's awesome is, as a digital guy, people, like, they see that when they see it on their Instagram, they just hit that like button, man. If you look at the Cuba Candela that Jack posted today, that freaking that St. Patrick's post, the thing just shines and it just lights up the screen. It's attractive to the eye because you don't see it as much anymore. Like Joey said, that was a cigar from the 70s, but really it's one of those unique aspects. If you want to go back to it, if you want to really understand tobacco, you want to understand cigars, you want to understand all their different wrappers, all the different fermentation process. So you really want to explore it, and this is the way to do it. And I think, for those guys out there too that say, "Oh, Kentucky Fire Cured, it's so overpowering on my palate," pick up a Kentucky Fire Cured, a Swamp Thing or a Swamp Rat. Give it a shot. See how that balances out that profile a little bit in a very unique way. And I think that's something that people, the guys that love it, they freaking love it, man. You see this all over the place. All those guys, they just love Kentucky Fire Cured and they love the Swamp Rat.
Yeah. I like how you said change your pace. I got change your pace. Hold on. There you go. That's change your pace right there.
Know that guy.
Supposedly he runs digital media. I don't know, but that's what people are saying. They're texting me throughout the episode.
No. See, yeah, we got Rich Lai sitting there saying that Will runs digital media. No. Puppet master with the strings. We got Will just pulling out the actions, and I'm just sitting there like, I got it.
Bro, that's the change of pace. There was the curveball.
I'm Jamaican, bro. I got 8 jobs, bro. I go hard.
Do you sell glass top boxes on the beach?
Don't judge me, bro.
But how many bands do you play in if you're Jamaican?
Bro, I play in all of them.
8 jobs, 19 bands. Never sleep.
Never sleep, bro.
So anyway, Will, what were you smoking today?
I'm actually smoking on the Swamp Thing Toro. So to translate for Joe Grow, he said the wrapper, if this was a cigar, it would be Drake. Not too hard, not too soft. That just happened. Shout out to Canada.
We just lost like 50% of our Candela smokers, but that's okay.
Joey's falling down. It's already happening.
But we're real big in Toronto tonight.
Yeah, we are.
Yes, we are rocking in Canada tonight.
Shout out True State International team.
So Will, thank you for that. Keep sucking down that freaking Guinness. Joey, we were talking earlier about the birth of the KFC, the Doble Capa, the Candela KFC. Give us a little bit of background on the history of that.
Yeah, I mean, this was a different one for us. Usually, look, it's usually it's we're working on a new cigar for a purpose at the factory level. But that wasn't the case with this one. I was just fucking around. I knew Candela. I don't even know why it was even on my mind. I think we had gotten some Candela wrapper. We were playing with it down at the factory. I was like, man. And I made a digital version of the cigar on my computer, and it just looked great. I'm like, I want this, and I kind of had an idea in my head what it would do. So I had our team in Nicaragua roll up like a handful with the wrapper that we had, and they sent them up. I had my assistant at the time, this amazing artist named Eric Koshnik. He used to work alongside of me. Slander to him too, because he's passed away, and he was a good kid, good soul, amazing artist. And so I was like, draw me up a swamp thing. And he's like, a what? And I'm like, swamp creature, give me a swamp creature. So we worked it up real quick, and the cigars came up, and I had them sitting on my desk. And JD walked in, as he would often do, and see something crazy. And he saw this thing. He's like, "What the hell is that?" I go, "Oh, it's a swamp thing." And he's like, "Are we making it?" I'm like, "I don't know. This is what we got." He goes, "We need to make this." And then boom, next thing you know, it's in production. We're making, swamp thing and swamp rats, because you need a rat. Like, you got to have a swamp rat. I mean, it was just the natural thing to do. So that's what we did. And the crazy part about it was, when we were making it, we were testing it, and we're like, "My God, it actually does taste really good." Like, wow, it works. It does work. It doesn't make any sense, maybe, from the outside looking in, but it works and it's cool. And it's that change of pace. If you're into exploring the fire cured segment of what we offer, it's just another great avenue to explore and enjoy. It may get you more in. You'll ebb and flow through it, man. You want something heavy duty banging, KFC Original is the way to go. If you want something a little bit more subdued, go for the swamp thing. If you want something that's that sweet barbecue kind of like, ribs, lots of gooey, yummy sauce on top, well, then go for the KFC sweet. So it just fills the whole portfolio out. Something for a little bit of everybody to try and go down that rabbit hole of smoke and yumminess and barbecue, and let's go. I'm hungry again.
There you go. So listen, the one thing we don't have here is we have like 2 SKUs that you'll see out in the wild, right? Is the factory smokes Candela, right? And actually the Blondie Candela. So if you guys get a chance to get out there, everybody watching, and you get a chance to try it, those are fantastic. Yes, Will?
You're missing another one. If you ever make it to Safari.
Ah, my man.
Oh, no. See, Will, before you even get into that, because let's not, because you guys should know this. We also have 2 tins that are Candela. Actually, 3. We're 3 tins. Excuse me, 3. So as a territory manager, well, I think you would know our entire portfolio.
Unfortunately for you, we don't give a fuck about those, Joe Grow. We're talking about flying pig swamp thing here, Joe Grow. Don't try to man up.
Grab and go month, son. Grab and go month.
Bro, fuck grab and go month. I grab, go, smoke, and keep going. Fuck that shit, bro.
Swamp you can grab and go. Swamp pigs, baby. You can grab and grow a swamp pig.
Woo!
Let's put them in tins. We'll squash those suckers down into a tin.
Pig in a blanket. Let's go.
I did that too.
Will.
I did that too. Right. I took a Maduro flying pig, and I put Connecticut wrapper over the center, just over the center area of the pig. It looks great. Pigs in a blanket. Way to go.
Look at Joe Grow. He's like, fuck.
Yeah. All right. So we went from a.
Down, Will.
We
need you at a 5.
Whoa. Now we're making rules on sticks and sips. We're making rules. Making fucking
We've
rules.
always had rules. I make the rules.
You know what, Frankie? I'm out this bitch.
Who runs bar to town anyway?
Anyway, so listen, among all our beautiful Candela offerings, right? So I'm gonna ask my man Jack to lower the temperature of the room for a second. And throw that beautiful, our acid Cuba Candela, our Blondie Candela, our Cuba Candela, our fire cured swamp rat, our fire cured swamp thing. You guys can take a look at our Candela wrappers and see those small nuances between them. And this is what we're talking about. And this is kind of this cool spot where we talk to a lot of Drew Estate guys, a lot of Drew Estate gals that are smoking our stuff and have not gone into the Candela. And it's like, you guys are missing a little piece of that experience. So I invite you to come and join us, not only on St. Patrick's Day, but on your regular journey with us. And you can get it, on your 4x32, on your, what do we call it, Joe? Are we 4x32?
4x32. Grab and go, buddy. Grab and go.
Grab and go. I mean, what
it was going to be smash and grab, but we went for grab and go. Smash and grab would have been the easy one.
I like smash and grab.
Smash and grab would have been the way.
Yeah, but Disney sues real quick, and they put out a short called Smash and Grab a couple years ago. So we'll leave it at grab and go.
All right, so grab and go it is, you know.
More
and,
litigious than Nintendo.
So listen, I'm gonna move on to like a new thing because we've got this beautiful Irish whiskey, beautiful Irish beer, and we'll go around the room. And I'll start with Will. Will, what are you sipping on, beer wise, whiskey wise, whatever it is you're having tonight, brother?
I hope you're ready. So at 7 o'clock this morning, I started with Bushmills 10. I graduated to some Jameson or timeout. And then I went to Redbreast 12. I had some Writer's Tears with Isola on her IG Live, and now I'm sipping on Guinness.
You've had like a full day,
Yeah,
apparently, and the evening has just started, my man. The evening
bro.
has just
If you're gonna
started.
get Black Irish all the way, bro, and I'm riding this out at midnight.
So, listen, what do you like about Irish whiskeys to start with?
They're fucking delicious, man. I spent time with my father-in-law, and he went to Ireland. He's like, I went to this bar that had all these levels, and one of the things he decided on that he loved the most was Redbreast, and it was right in the middle. Once he introduced me to Redbreast, man, I haven't stopped. I had the 12, I had the 15, I've had 27, 21, the 12 full cast. Dude, I love it.
And what we're talking about Redbreast is we're talking about it's actually a single malt, single pot still whiskey as the Irish originally made it. And and to kind of just get everybody on board, the history of Irish whiskey is debatably or debatedly, this is where whiskey is born in the Isles, and the Scots will tell you that they invented it, and the Celts will tell you that they did, and we can kind of say yay nay, right? So the one thing we do know is that the Irish made their whiskey early on only in pot stills, and with the invention during the Industrial Revolution of the coffee still, which is a continuous still process, meaning that instead of doing it one pot at a time, it was a way to actually create whiskey on a continuous still model. The Irish ruled the world prior to Prohibition with their whiskey style. And come Prohibition, come the introduction of the coffee still, the Scotch version of whiskey is actually what overtakes the Irish whiskey. But at one time, it was the most popular whiskey in the world, period. And when you're taking a Redbreast, you're getting a little view. The single pot still, you're getting a little back view into what that whiskey was like once upon a time. And Joe Grow, what are you sipping on tonight, brother?
Well, thank you, Frankie. Here's what I got tonight. I got Tullamore Dew. I got that Caribbean cask, rum cask finish. Gives me that little bit of sweetness. I'm getting some good caramel notes off that. It's balancing perfectly with this Kentucky Fire Cured Swamp Rat. Man, I'm enjoying it. Ever since you had, I wasn't a big Irish whiskey guy. I'm a bourbon guy. But when you had Tullamore Dew on, of course, I had to go pick up a bottle because, you got to support the brands that support us. And, I picked it up and I fell in love with this stuff. It's just so tasty. I enjoy sipping on it. When I pair it with my cigars, it's fantastic, man.
Well, listen, the version you're having is Tullamore Dew. They came out with a couple of experimental casks, and one of them was the Caribbean cask, which is rum cask that they did. And they actually did cider cask as well. Jameson actually has some cool products where they actually do stout beer aged, and they do an IPA beer age one. So they have a stout and an IPA age as well. With Bushmills, you've got the black, you've got the Bushmills, You've got the red bush and the black bush, which the red bush is aged in old, extra aged in bourbon barrels. Black is aged a little bit longer. I think Kmack's got the black barrel, and
Correct.
that. Kevin, I'm gonna go to you. You got a little JMO black barrel, which is I think this is a great product too.
Yes, this is definitely a great combination with the stout. I haven't had this before, and I'm definitely going to have it again. It's pairing greatly, pairing well, pairing great. I don't after 7:30. My apologies, but it's pairing well with the KFC Swamp. Loving it. There's like a little hint. It's funny as you finish the follow-up to the Jameson Black Barrel with the stout. There's like a little hint of sweetness on the back of the tongue. And it's really something I haven't experienced before. I haven't been deep on the Irish whiskey for quite a while. Back when I was an underage drinker, I liked Jamesons and stout together, but it was not the Black Barrel. Now, I mean, you just opened up a whole new world for me because I haven't had Irish in a few years, like literally probably about 5-6 years out in Vegas. So thank you very much for reintroducing me, and I'm digging the Black Barrel more than I like the original Jameson. So thank you.
Well, I'm going to tell you that Irish is kind of having its own resurgence in whiskeys, and they're coming out with great stuff. And I got my man Will holding up a beautiful bottle of Middleton. And for those who don't know, Middleton is actually the distillery where Jameson comes out of. And what Will is holding up is a Middleton single malt, single pot still version. So Will, how's that going down? Oh, there he goes. You know, so.
It's glassware.
Pinky out, Will. Pinky's out.
It's like
Yeah.
2019.
Tastes like 2019. That's got to be the best comment of the night.
So to redo my beautiful Instagram post that my man Jack Hare did. I put on the where the freak's my hat? Oh,
The hat and the beard.
So I'm gonna redo this whole thing here. So in honor of our brethren on the aisle, guys, celebrate your beautiful Irish whiskeys. And I'm gonna take a page from Will McPhaul and
Let's go.
Leprechaun, so delicious.
Good. I see you, Leprechaun. Good.
So my leprechaunness, is coming through. For all of you guys that are tuning in, we love you. Shout out to mostly to all the Irish whiskey ambassadors that have been on our show. This is their Super Bowl tonight, so shout out to them. And I say sláinte especially to them because tonight's their night. It's their Super Bowl. And we say, especially to my man Jack Ferris and Bushmills, sláinte, love you, brother.
I love that
Sláinte.
guy.
Frank, I have a hashtag Ask Frankie Drinks. Where are my Lucky Charms?
They're magically freaking delicious. Before we get to any freaking questions, man, because I know we're getting to that point where people are asking some deep questions. And if you guys have been on the chat there, I hope you've piped in. I've got my man Joey Drew. So Joey, my man,
My brother.
I'm gonna do it like Pedro, my man.
My man.
we've got your mezcal minute, man. And we're going green tonight. So what's the mezcal?
The green, and the green. You know the ones. You can't miss it. If you're looking for mezcal, you're going into any liquor store, you'll see these first, by far. Del Maguey in the green bottle. Super yummy, delicious. Tonight I'm doing Chichicapa. Because what's more Irish than Chichicapa? I mean, come on.
There you
Now,
go.
wait, hold on a minute, Frankie. I'm gonna take over for a second here. I got a thing that I just got to address with Joey, because Joey didn't get on board with the Candela cigars. But Joey, I want you to talk just for a brief minute. There's a little something green in the filler of those cigars that you're smoking tonight, and I want you to just highlight that for the people who may not know what's green in that, that tobacco.
Yeah, not green in color, but Green River. So in the H99, we use a different Ligero than we use in other Liga Privadas, and that is the Pennsylvania, your home state, Green River, one sucker. And it's a super yummy, delicious, little potent bomb of a Ligero that's sitting dead center on that stick. And it gives it what I've been saying. If you see me on a VSSC or stuff of that nature, you see like it's a creeper, and it's definitely that creeper because it comes up on you halfway in, boom, it's good. Really, really good. So that's the green part of the H99. See, good. See, you see the hidden secret wasn't so secret after all, was it? But that's what it is. But yeah, so if you see the green bottle of mezcal, pick it up. You won't go wrong. Go down the rabbit hole. Let's go. And then as far as the Irish go, man, the Bushmills has always been my favorite. It's just super yummy, delicious. But I'll tell you, there's something else with the JMO, and I think this goes back to you, Frankie, because you've been in the spirits world, as we like to say, a little bit longer than some of us. But like back in the day, or even still to this day, like bartenders worldwide, if you're a bartender, like one of your first or last shots on your run of a job for the night is usually a JMO. JMO is the one. It's the one that literally every bartender from Miami to Singapore to Portland, it doesn't matter where you are. It's like JMO is like the bartender's shot. Am I right?
It's called the bartender's handshake, and JMO's had the beautiful privilege of being called the bartender's handshake, and we always take a shot, and there's been other brands that have jumped onto the bartender's handshake, things like what can I say? Like little Amaros that kick in every now and then, like Fernets, and the Fernet that have become part of the groove. But the bartender's handshake has been JMO for a long time, and it's a little bit of enjoyment at the end of the night. It is 80 proof, as all these are, so it's easy to handle. I don't recommend the pickleback with it. You don't need it, but that's something that's become part of the world. And but having any of these, whether it's a JMO, whether it's a Bushmills, whether it's a Tully, at the end of shift with a nice beer, ends up being a great way to end your shift. And and I'm gonna participate in that tonight, so I'm gonna have a little shot with all of you as I'm going through the questions. So here we go.
Let's do it.
First question, Chico Ray.
Oh, come on.
And Chico Ray's hanging out with my man Sammy out here somewhere in the Miami neighborhoods.
Shout out, Sammy.
So,
Love you,
so
brother.
he's hitting what's the best pairing for a Candela? Wow. Great question, Chico. And I'm gonna go with my man Will. Will, what do you like with a Candela, man?
Does it have to be Irish?
No, anything you like. Anything you like.
Honestly, with a Candela, I like Ardbeg 10. It's very
Beautiful.
solid. As much as that Candela brings down that smokiness, the Ardbeg brings it right back up. So you have that moment where it goes down and creeps right back up.
Nice.
Awesome. Joe, what's your best pairing with a little Candela?
I like Lafroig, man. I mean, I'm not usually the Scotch guy, but I would go Lafroig, probably Lafroig 10, Lafroig 12.
Beautiful, beautiful. Kmack, what's your default, man? You know, we reintroduced you to the Irish too,
Yeah,
and a little
prior
bit
to
of that
tonight.
smoky, Ardbeg and Balvenie too. So, what you got?
The Week of Pete is great, but I think I will go with the Black Barrel again next time I'm lighting up anything Candela or Kentucky Fire Cure, because it's on point, man. I usually go for a bourbon like Angel's Envy or Blanton's when it's around. Anything in that vein always went well with the Kentucky Fire Cure, but now I think Black Barrel may have taken it down because with the stout back, it's unbelievable.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Nice.
man.
I got one too, man. I'm gonna go
Joey,
completely the opposite of these motherfuckers.
Oh shit.
So you're gonna take that. You're gonna take that Cuba Candela, and you're just gonna make a nice gin and tonic. Just simple.
Oof.
Just real simple. Let the aromatics from the cigar do all the heavy lifting. Gin and tonic, nice, cleanse the palate out a little bit and just keep circling through it. Makes a fantastic pairing. Yummy.
Love it, love it. I think that a gin and tonic is a phenomenal, And if I were to throw in, Joey, if we were talking about gin, I would say we throw in gin on the Botanivore from St. George.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So we
that's
throw
so
them
good.
piney notes in there.
Yummy. Just delicious stuff.
That is one of the best gins that I've ever had, Frank. I'm not a gin guy, but once we had them on and they were just talking about it. I mean, you grabbed me a little bit of a bottle. That stuff is just it's mind blowing how good it is. And if you guys haven't picked it up, definitely try to find it because that stuff makes a hell of a gin and tonic.
Right, and with that Cuba, I think that's just a money move. That's just a money move. Absolutely. So
that's how
Chico,
I roll, man.
I know that's how you roll. So Chico, congratulations. You get that beautiful flat, camo swag piece from us, and you get that beautiful cutter. And we're gonna throw some glasses and maybe Jack will throw in a couple of stickers. I don't know, man. Depends on if he feels generous. So next up, Mr. Louis Marshall. Congratulations. How is the process of making Candela cigar different from traditional cigars? I'll throw that over to Joey first, and we'll go around the room.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a bit different. It all takes place really in the curing barns first and foremost. It's they just do it differently. I'm not well versed in the full technical part of it, but they actually do employ a bit of smoke, believe it or not, even though it's not present in the final product as far as its flavor profile. It's almost like a cool smoke. If you ever cool smoked, I think people will cool smoke fish. And stuff of that nature. It's a similar process to that, but you're suspending the leaves, color degradation of color change while it's in the curing barns. I don't know if Kevin may know a little bit more, or Joe, or Will, because that one's a little bit more technically different. It is very different than other tobaccos, and you don't put it through the same fermentation process on the back end either.
Mm-hmm. I only know that they arrest the fermentation to keep the chlorophyll in there. I don't know the process. And now I feel stupid for not knowing it after 18 years. Thank you.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
Me too. I mean, but it is vastly different.
Very different,
in order to achieve the color and the flavor profile.
I think it's because they pick it early before it fully matures, so that it keeps that chlorophyll in, and that's what keeps it green. And then when they go into the fermentation process, it keeps trapping the chlorophyll in is a little bit longer, a little bit different, so that it's not a mature leaf. So that's what's actually why you have some of that bitterness. You have some of these other notes in it. It's just not fully mature like we would do like a normal broadleaf or anything else. So that's what kind of keeps it in from the, a little bit more geeky tobacco harvesting side.
Nice.
Right. And also, I mean, if you look back, this was a method that was kind of invented in Cuba in 1940. Was the idea of taking slightly earlier leaf and curing it and not applying the heat where it started to degrade, but just enough heat to draw out the moisture, getting it ready for fermentation, and then arresting fermentation where the chlorophyll still stayed into the leaf as it went into its process, and then using that leaf, which actually tends to be, when we talk to our guys, right, it actually tends to be a little toothier and a little bit thicker because it hasn't gone through the degradation process. So it is a little bit more sturdy for us and allowing us that beautiful color uh, to be part of it. And again, those beautiful notes, which I always refer back to, it's almost like a tea. There's certain tea notes to Candela wrapper that we won't find in too many other of our sticks. And it's just because of the Candela brings out that nature of tea, which is slight bitterness and slight sweetness, but in different in different way, and finding it in our swamp things, where you have your mouth on that other capa, and then you're getting the wrapper coming through is just a beautiful experience.
Yeah,
So
it's almost like a green apple almost. You take a green apple, the skin on the green apple is going to be a little bit of that bitterness, but yet just inside is that sweetness. And that's kind of how that Candela wrapper kind of operates to a degree.
absolutely. So congratulations. I got another question. Whoa. Mike Artino, ask Kmack, what do you enjoy most about the virtual events, V events? What do you miss most about live events? So that's a question right to Kmack.
Okay. Zoom has been great because I would never have met probably 80% of the people that I've met through Zoom on other people's events like Will's or on Zach's or Kara's or whoever. I mean, basically, I've been coast to coast. I don't know where I'm leading in the poll from the weekend.
No, you're still ahead. You're way ahead.
I've been on a lot of these. Basically, anytime after 4 o'clock, you can pretty much see me jumping on someone else's event if I don't have one. But it's been great. I mean, that has kind of kept me sane because I don't go out very much. I make phone calls and emails and whatnot. So Zoom's definitely been a nice little respite. What I miss most about going to real events indoors, in store, I should say, just, catching up with old friends, meeting some new friends, and hipping people to something that's in the humidor they may not have tried before.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Will. Will, I know you're a silent killer like cholesterol. What have you enjoyed most about the virtual events, and what do you miss most about the live events?
Virtual events, man, just connecting with people across the country, coming to one shop and actually hanging out, enjoying a cigar together. No purchase necessary. Just hanging out with people across the country that I would never see on a regular basis. Now, in person, I miss my people because what you see is what you get. We had the fucking fool. It's very enjoyable. And Joe Grow, this is me at a 9. Fuck that whole 5 shit, bro. We don't stick to this, bro.
Yeah,
No, fuck,
5.
bro.
5.
You go corporate, bro. You forgot where you come from, man. We come from the fucking mud, bro. If I want to get loud and hit you with the zigzag ziggler, like John Juice say, the zigzag ziggler, I'm gonna hit you with it, bro.
No, you need to get
No,
closer.
fuck that, no, bro. I ain't got no Gucci.
Hey, Frank, I like how you said he's the silent killer, right? Never. He's silent, and Will McPhaul never went in the same sentence. I don't know how that happened.
Venn diagram over here.
By the way, the new term is we come from the mud.
Mud.
Yeah. Because me and Joe were talking about Pete earlier, and like, hey man, we come from the mud, dude. We come from the mud, and I love that, and it's true. And I've said this on many VSSCs. Definitely honored to be on different VSSCs with everybody out there from Drew State. But silver lining is getting to meet all these great people from all over the place. Because if I was at one spot, I would have a very small time with that person, and the VSCs have allowed me to have a greater platform. More importantly, to blow up people's events like Kmax and Will's.
And
So
tomorrow, right? You got
7
one.
p.m. Eastern.
There you
Oh,
go.
no. Hey, Kmack, before your 7 p.m., it's me and Frankie at 3 o'clock. Let's go. Fuck it.
3 o'clock, I'm there.
we got this.
I'm drinking early
We got
tomorrow.
this. So, Mike, that was a great question. Mark Artino, congratulations. Next up, Tim Bako, congratulations. He asked, what's the best way to age infused cigars? More humidity or less humidity? And, I'm going to throw that over to Joe Grow. Joe Grow, do we need to age our infused cigars, man?
No, I mean, I don't think you need to age them. I think that, you're going to be able to, they're ready. I mean, they're ready to smoke and you're going to get the amazing flavor. Now, you want to age some of them though, because or you want to experience different things. Like if you take an acid 5, we came out with Joey, 16 years ago now?
Yeah.
I think that's, put it acid 20. Those still smoke great. It's different how an infused cigar ages over time versus a traditional stick. A traditional stick, may get milder, but some of the notes in the blend may smooth out over profile. An infused stick is a little bit different. So when you take like an acid 5 or some of our, if you have been holding on to an acid for 5, 6 years, the infusion may die down just a hair, and it's good, but it's going to be an interesting profile of like, okay, it bounces. So if you have a stick that's super sweet, so say you want to have like, Cuba that says, oh man, that's way too sweet on my profile. It's way too sweet on my palate. I'm never going to smoke it. But if you stick that in your humidor, you got it as a gift, and you pick one up and maybe it's too much, let it mellow for a while. Let it just gel. And I would say keep it in a little bit more humid environment. You don't need to, go lower like some people do when they age some of their, traditional sticks. Let it stay, keep it around 70. Let it go for 4 or 5 years, and then pick it up again. Give it that trial. You don't see too many people saying, how do I age my acids? How do I age my infused sticks? But that's an interesting way to do it. And you know what? It does change, much like every cigar, every premium cigar. When you let that, you let it sit for a while, that profile is going to change on you. And it's always interesting, whenever you pick something up that's been sitting for a while, because that's a new way to approach a stick that you may not like the first time. But when you come back to it and you say, oh man, with a little bit of age, this is a whole nother stick. This is a whole nother level. And it's really an interesting experiment. I mean, I got stuff that I've been sitting on, that has 10 years of age, 20 years of age. I actually have one stick that has about 95 years of age that I don't ever intend to smoke. But, that's something that's just, it's awesome how it changes the profile.
I hear you. So, great answer to that. Give it a shot, store your stuff, but, I'm a guy that believes in, if you're a strong dude, keep a couple, but smoke them, brother. Smoke them while you got them, man. Life is short. We don't know how long you got, So smoke the good stuff like Joey does. Day to fucking day. He's smoking the supply that all you guys on Facebook will never get to purchase because he's just chewing through it. So with that, Patrick Larkin, he's gonna ask Frankie Drinks, what's your favorite Irish whiskey? Patrick, I hate you for that question. But I'll go around the room, and I'm gonna go around the room. Joey, you're going first, bro. What's your favorite Irish whiskey?
Yeah, it's
you
the
said it
Bushmill,
earlier.
Yeah, it's the Bushmills 10 because it's just a straight up classic. It's just
straight up classic Bushmills.
Yeah. It's what you say when you think Irish whiskey. That's the one I think of.
Love it, Joe.
Period.
Joe Grow.
Oof. Like I said, I'm not the hugest Irish whiskey guy. I fucking love Tullamore Dew, man. I love this shit.
Gun to your head.
Gun to my head. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna drink it all day long. And probably, you know what? Hold on. Let's pull it McPhaul.
Turn up 10. Let's go. Fuck it. That's it. There we go.
Oh wait, hold on. I gotta do another one. Pinky out. I forgot.
Oh, there it is. Let's go.
Will, you got the next one, bro. What's your favorite? Are you doing the middle? Your pinky's not out, dude.
Yeah,
was
what the fuck,
trying.
Will?
not.
Bottle, bro.
There you
There we
go.
go.
So
That's
he's
better.
doing the red breast. He's doing the red breast. I love it.
Yes.
Coming out of Middleton Distillery too. Coming out with beautiful stuff. Kmack, what's your favorite?
Prior to tonight, it was the original Jameson's. Now it's the Black Barrel. I'm having
There you
more.
go.
I'm not tilting the bottle. I'm just pouring it into the cup.
There you go. All right.
Plancha.
So sláinte to everybody. I've got a little Jameson as a classic bartender's handshake, and sláinte to all of you for tuning in. And I'm taking a little. As K-Mac says, I'm tilting the freaking glass.
Hey, Frankie, question for you. I got a question for you, Frankie. How many questions was that?
5.
Can we do one more? Because I saw a very important question. I want to answer that if that's possible.
All
Go
right.
for it.
I'm checking with my producer. Give me a second.
Thank you.
All right. He
That-
said no.
I'm
Okay,
send a
go
package from
go
myself.
for it. Go for it.
He said
What was the
approved.
question?
That King asks, for someone going through sobriety, what's the best non-alcoholic pairing for a cigar? Mine is a sweet tea. Because the sweet tea is pretty much neutral. You can pair with
Absolutely.
anything, Herrera, Habano, Brazilian, Maduro, whatever you want to do. But I think it was an important question because too much we focus on the alcohol. We don't give them something non to do with other than coffee.
Yeah. I got one. I got
Go
one.
ahead, Joey.
Yeah, it's been my go-to drink as I've been trying to drop some pounds like some people need to on this Zoom call. Not you, Joe Grow, somebody else who's pretty
I know.
large.
I'm not saying you're making a fat joke at Will.
Yeah,
right now.
but so
Will
yeah,
feels
so
attacked.
it has a lot. It doesn't have a lot of sugar in it, but it has a little effervescence and tons of flavor, and that's kombucha. Kombucha is like an amazing, bizarro type of drink that, when it's made from tea, but in a different way, and it's got low sugar, which is really good, especially if you're trying to watch your weight, trying to drop a few pounds. Not Will's problem. Will's not gonna drink kombucha. Don't worry about it. And it's a great way to. I love having cigars with it. A Habano goes great with a lot of the kombuchas that I drink. Super yummy stuff. Check it out.
Kombucha is a great option. Teas are a great option. And I'll throw in another one, man. Chai teas, which are loaded with flavors. And whether you make it hot or whether you make it cold, it makes an amazing partner with most cigars, man. Because chai tea is just loaded with flavor. And
Wait, let me throw one more in here too. Even though I am a sweet tea guy, and I would literally my old shop would know because I would carry around a half gallon of iced tea with me pretty much wherever I would go, and it was kind of synonymous Wawa all the way, just so you know. So represent Delco, but root beer. If you want to get you want to go with that creaminess, you get a little bit that sweetness. That root beer is another great option for pairing with your sticks, and it's not quite as neutral as a sweet tea, but it's a great option if you're not looking for that tea coffee route. So just throw that one more in there.
Beautiful. And that's not only root beer, but like what people look at, like things that are sarsaparillas and things like that, which are the essential of what we call root beers, become amazing pairings for cigars that are non-alcoholic as well.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be a New Yorker if I didn't bring out the best one for last. And it's coffee. Yes, it's coffee. Manhattan knows where I'm going.
Special.
You know it.
Got it.
Manhattan Special, the
Spectacular.
classic.
Espresso soda, the best.
The best. Yeah, there's no question about it.
I thought you were going to say an egg cream.
Oh, yeah, I would not turn my head against that at all.
If you're in Manhattan or if you're in the outer boroughs, Brooklyn's really the center of the city if you look at a map. But if you're in the outer boroughs of Manhattan, get over to Ray's across from, across from the park. What the hell park is that? That Tompkins Square Park.
Yep.
Avenue A. Ray makes the best egg cream on the Lower East Side. If you haven't had it, got to check it out.
Yep.
Yeah, you're in Alphabet City, baby. But some of
Yeah,
the best
Yeah,
bars
it's
in the
Yuppie City now.
world.
You can't afford Alphabet City no more.
I
Bro.
know.
Right.
Hey, Kmack,
Best bars in the world.
you ever hang out at the
From
Pyramid Club?
Death and
My
Co.
old band broke up on stage at the Pyramid Club,
There you
1995. I
go.
think it was July. I want to say like 15th or 16th.
Nice. Pyramid Club was the shit, man. That was Avenue A. That was when Avenue A was Avenue A. It was nice.
Avenue A was ill back then. Remember King Tut's Wawa Hut?
Mhm.
Psycho Mongos?
Oh yeah, we need a different. We need a new episode for all that stuff.
Yeah,
The
listen,
Lower
listen,
East
you
Side
guys.
episode. The
I'm
five
gonna have my man Dave Schmier, who's collaborated with Rob Morton from Idle Hands in New York. So we'll be having an episode with him, and Lower East Side, really the heart from Death and Co. and Please Don't Tell, PDT. And my boys bar called Pouring Ribbons over in the Lower East Side. All great spots for amazing cocktails. And we got my boy Will McPhaul is dipping into that Bushmills 10 because he's spreading the love.
Bro, apple
you know?
pie in a bottle, bro.
Apple pie.
Apple
Frank.
pie in a bottle. Love it.
Frank, I gotta say something real quick before we close. I'm a little disappointed. Not one person on the show tonight broke out in Danny Boy.
We're not there
It's
yet.
a sad song.
Yeah.
They were
No,
bought
we're
by
not
Andy
gonna-
a couple years ago.
We're not gonna do that shit because we're real Irish, and we're probably gonna bust out with some Pogues or flogging
And
Molly.
Lizzie.
So
And
Yo,
and
Jack.
Can't get more Irish.
Yo, Jack, roll that beautiful flogging Molly footage. Let's go.
So here we go. I want Facebook to kick us off. Jack, can you throw some flogging Molly on there, bro? Come on, let's do this, dude. Come on, we can do this. We
Oh,
can do
Frankie
this.
boy, the
yeah,
pipes
listen.
are calling.
All right,
From
man.
glen to glen.
The bar is officially closed. I'm gonna ask you guys, everybody out there, follow us on Facebook. Because it's the only way you get this freaking show. Follow me, follow Joey Drew, Kmack, Joe Grow, Will McPhaul. Follow us all. Make sure you are supporting. There you go. Make sure you are supporting your brick and mortar, and and do what you need to do. Let's get us fucking thrown off of Facebook because I'm done. Happy St. Paddy's Day to you, to St. Patrick.
Good riddance.
And props to Murphy's Law live in Manhattan.